Why should people care about dragonflies and damselflies then?
Because they're super cool. They're just amazing. I just think if people don't care about them, it's purely because they don't know about them. That's the conclusion I've come to. Because once you know how amazing they are, you can't not care about them unless you just switched off on the natural world altogether. Children get it instantly. They just understand how amazing they are. You take a child pond dipping and they just get it kind of instantaneously. They gaze into that pond, you show them what's beneath that surface, you get a net in there and you get a little dragonfly larvae out that looks like an alien, and it shoots that jaw out to grab its prey, and it just captures their imagination. They get it. They just understand how amazing these little insects are. And even adults, when I talk to them at events, we've done events like in the middle of London with the Ministry of Justice, and you chat to people on their lunch break, and some of them are kind of like, oh no, that's disgusting, I don't want to see that, it's a horrible insect, because they've probably been conditioned to think like that about insects, sadly. But then you tell them a little bit about them, and you tell them that they're an aquatic insect, and instantly they didn't know that. It's interesting, they want to know more. And then you tell them that insect you see flying around in the summer, that's the very last stage of that insect's life cycle, and it only lives like that for a matter of weeks, a couple of months at the most. And they're really an aquatic insect for the majority of their life, and they can tell us so much about the health of the environment. They can eat mosquitoes and midges and things that people don't tend to like, that bite us and carry diseases. So they're really functional for us as humans as well. And then my favourite fact, that they've been around for over 350 million years. So before the dinosaurs were even here. So if people don't find that fascinating, then I don't know what more they want from an invertebrate, really. They've got it all.
I was going to ask you what your favourite fact is, so you've beat me to the punchline on that one. But well, I think this is right, but my favourite fact is that they were the inspiration for the Alien in the Alien films. Yes. I think that's right, isn't it? With because Ridley Scott's Alien, has like the second jaw that shoots out, and H.G. Geiger, I think he was the one who came up with the design, got that from dragonfly larvae, because they've got the little. Is it a mandible? I don't know what the correct term is. What's the bit that shoots out? Is that a mandible or?
It's actually part of like their jaw.
Is it? Okay.
It's like having an arm underneath your chin, really. That's the only way I can describe it. So it's kind of, it would be like if you had an arm that sat under your chin and then it can extend out, and it's got this little toothed mask thing on it as well. So it's pretty cool.
They are awesome, definitely. And it makes it. Go on, sorry.
Sorry, no, I was going to say it's called a labial mask as its correct term, because it kind of sits like a mask almost.
Okay. Now, what amazes me is how many adults are frightened of them, which is, I mean, I guess they're a big buzzing thing, which if you don't know, that might scare you a little bit, but like they don't sting. A common misconception is that dragonflies sting. Obviously, they don't have a stinger, and they'd never bite. I mean, I suppose they could bite you, but they're not going to come at you. They
technically bite. Yeah, you'd have to really annoy them and like stick your finger in their mouth, I think, to get them to bite you. Yeah. I've never heard of a dragonfly going up to somebody and biting them. So, I mean, they eat insects. They're an invertebrate predator, and they'll eat things on the wing. So it's, they're very unlikely to mistake a massive human for a little invertebrate flying around.
They have very, very bad eyesight to do that.
Yeah, and they've got super eyesight, as we know. So it's like they're not going to make a mistake like that, are they? They're just fantastically adapted for what they do. And as I say, I think if you grabbed one and really annoyed it might try and bite you in self-defense. But I just can't imagine why else they would ever bite somebody. But we think that some of those legends of them being a stinger actually come from North America. They know them as horse stingers, and I think they might even have called them that here many years ago, because they see them buzzing around horses in fields, and then the horse would flap its tail as if it was being annoyed, and they maybe thought they were stinging them. But in reality, the horse was probably being bitten by flies or mosquitoes or midges, and the dragonfly was just going around and hoovering up those insects. So they got into it. So I think that's where the name horse stinger came from.
Okay, that makes sense. And yeah, I'd much rather have a dragonfly near me than a horsefly, because they are just crazy.
Exactly.